Yes, guys, we're back, and today I'm not doing a song reaction. I'm doing the Elvis Presley press conference from 1960. I've said to you guys, I want to hear what he was like as a person. I want to hear the words come from his mouth, not what he's been told to say. Just listen to the guy, just to understand him a bit more, because he's a legend, a musical genius. Do you understand this? I want to know what he's saying, how he feels inside. Not from a film adaptation or nothing, legit. So someone mentioned in the comments to listen to Elvis Presley press conference 1960. I had to Google the timeline. He went into the army in 1958 before specifically being inducted on March the 24th, 1958 at the Memphis Draft Board, beginning his service before deploying to Germany in 1959 and serving until March 1960. He actually got deployed. Like, I don't know this. He served in West Germany with the 3rd Armoured Division. Chose to be a regular soldier. Despite opportunities, Elvis chose to serve as a regular soldier than in special services. What a legend. Right, join me now. Let's listen to what he was saying in 1960. So he's back home, I assume, at this point. Let's listen.
And then I have the picture with Mr. Wallace. And after that I have 2 for 20th Century Fox. And after that, heaven knows, I don't. I suppose it'll keep me busy the rest of this year, you know. After that, I don't know.
Well, Elvis, now you're really home. How does it feel?
It's pretty hard to describe, I'll tell you. It's hard to get used to, you know. I mean, I've been looking forward to it for 2 years, and all of a sudden, here it is. It's not easy to adjust to it.
Now that you are back, as you look back on your 2 years in the service, what was the most important thing that happened to you during your 2 years, whether it was overseas or here in the States?
Well, there were a number of things that happened. Had quite a few interesting experiences. Slept out in the snow. Ate sea rations, you know, all the regular thing. But
That's crazy.
I suppose the biggest thing of all is the fact that I did make it. I made it just like everybody. I mean, I tried to play it straight, you know, like everybody else. And I made a lot of friends that I never would have made otherwise. And all in all, it's been a pretty good experience, you know.
You still have time to serve now for Uncle Sam. Have you given any thought as to where you're going to serve your reserve training?
Well, sir, I will be on the reserve status here in Memphis at the Reserve Center here. But they have a clause which covers people with traveling jobs. If you have a traveling job or if you live too far away from your reserve center, they put you on standby. Whereas you don't have to make their meetings, but you are subject to be called at any emergency or anything of that nature.
Pause then. So this is crazy. He looks so young, so fresh, and like, you shouldn't be in the army. We all know that you should be out there making music. Obviously, this must be a time where you don't have a choice. If you're getting called and drafted, that's it, end of. They must have given him some kind of leeway at this point where it was like, look, he's got to do gigs and stuff. He is a figure for the people, like, you know, like, he is in the reserves, but let's try and give him a bit of wiggle room, shall we? He's just done 2 years. Come on. Right, let's go.
Elvis, one of your future commitments, as you mentioned, is the Frank Sinatra show on the ABC television network. Do you have any idea of when this will be aired?
I really don't know the exact date. I would imagine it's somewhere around the 1st of May.
Forgive me, I have one other part to my question. We understand, speaking of Frank Sinatra, that there has been some rumor about Nancy Sinatra and yourself. Is there a romance in the making here?
No, sir, I'm afraid not. I only met her in Fort Dix, and she gave me a gift from Frank, and it was very brief. I think she's engaged to Tommy Sands. I don't think he would appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Elvis, you think the music has changed since you've been out of the service? I mean, since you've been in the service?
Possibly, yes. I can't say really. I haven't been here long enough to even know. Excuse me.
Pardon, go ahead.
The only thing I can say is that if it has changed, well, I would be foolish not to try to change with it, you know. But as of now, I have no reason to change anything.
Pause it. So he's pretty much saying that if music's changed, I will adapt. He's already got the right mindset for longevity at this point. You know what I mean? Some people get stubborn and stuck in their own ways, and it's like, no, this is my genre, this is me. And it's just like, well, you do that, but you'll get left in the dust, you know what I mean? He's already saying, I've just done a 2-year stint, I've just got back, I've not even really heard what's going on out there, music-wise. But if everything's changing and people are listening to other stuff, I'll have to get involved. And I respect it.
As to your acting, you have stated you would like to be a more serious actor. And do you plan to possibly go to some school or some dramatic school?
Well, it wouldn't hurt me any to go to school, but I learn best by experience. I never was very good in schools of any kind. And it's going to take me a long time and a lot of experience.
But that is your ultimate ambition?
But as at the present time, it really is. That's what I want to do.
I wonder if at this time he was more concerned, like, because he's just said about being an actor, you going to acting school and stuff, like, was he more concerned about being an actor or still making the music his main priority? Because we know that now he made like over 700 songs, but he made like 30 movies or more. Was this like, what was he thinking? Was he thinking, I want to be an actor and still do some music? Or was he thinking, I want to be the musician and do movies on the side or whatever? I wonder. Maybe he says it further along, let's see.
You were asked about Nancy Sinatra. How about any romance? Did you leave any heart, shall we say, in Germany?
Not any special one. There was a little girl that I was seeing quite often over there. That her father was in the Air Force, and actually they only got over there about 2 months before I left. I was seeing her, and she was at the airport when I left, and there were some pictures made of her. But it was no big romance. I mean, the stories came out, the girl he left behind and all that. It wasn't like that. I mean, I had to be careful when I answer a question like that.
How much in your service?
I wonder if there was more to that. Like, do you guys know who he's talking about, this girl? Or was it, because was that in the movie? I can't remember. I'm going to have to rewatch the movie. I just haven't got enough information in my head. Like, that might have just been no one, and it might not have been referenced to in the movie. I can't remember now. I wonder, because he obviously, didn't he get married quite young? I really need to do some more research on this. I just like jumping straight into the next song and listening to the songs, but I do need to do some research, so forgive me, guys. Let's go.
Service life. Which did you find the most difficult when you went into basic training, or when you got over into Germany, over with the experienced soldiers? Which gave you the hardest time?
Well, basic training wasn't hard for me at all. It was harder afterwards, after I had gotten into a regular outfit. not the service itself, but just the surroundings, and I was in a strange land, and the outfit I was in, they had quite a bit of field duty. We stayed in the field 6 months out of the year. And it gets cold in Germany. It snows quite a bit. And it was pretty hard to adjust to.
One thing further on that, do you have any advice for the boys your age who are now going to have to put in a certain amount of duty with in the service?
Well, the only thing I can say is to play it straight and do your best, because you can't fight them. They've never lost yet, you know? And you can't fight them. So you can make it easy, or you can make it hard on yourself. I mean, if you play it straight, get the people on your side, let them know you're trying, you as the Army would say, you've got it made. And if you're going to try to be an individual or try to be different, you're going to go through 2 years of misery.
Elvis, when do you think you'll record again? And when you do you think you'll lean toward the ballad
find
type
out.
music or the more upbeat sounds?
Well, as far as when I'll record, I really don't know. Possibly this week or next week. And what I'll record, I don't know yet. I've got quite a few songs to choose from. I've collected over the 2 years, but I don't know exactly what type or what instruments I'll use, whether it be the Firestone Orchestra or Money Bunny or what.
He is so unaware at this point how big he's going to be. You know what I mean? I mean, he's obviously got people recording him right now, so he knows he's a big deal. He's obviously made an impact, but he doesn't know what songs he's going to record. He's got a bunch of them to choose from. He doesn't know how they're going to be recorded. All he knows is I'll probably be in the studio next week. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Oblivious to the fact they're going to refer to you as the king. What year did they even start referring to him as the king? That's what I want to know. Should I Google it? Nah, you guys tell me. What year was that? How did that come about?
I really don't know yet. Shoot.
You said that at the train that you wanted to get back to what you were doing, and of course that is singing and entertaining. And I take it from that you really enjoy what you're doing, or what you were doing before you went into service.
Oh, yes, I do. In fact, that was the hardest part of the entire military service, is being away from
Being away from the fans and
just being away from show business altogether. That was the hardest part of all. It wasn't the Army, it wasn't the other men. It was that. It stayed on my mind. I kept thinking about the past all the time, contemplating the future, and that was the hardest part.
We know your family status has changed since you went into service. Are you going to keep Graceland? Do you have plans of moving away from Memphis?
No, sir, I have no plans for leaving Memphis.
And you're going to keep Graceland?
I'm going to keep Grayson as long as I possibly can.
was this Christmas tree a surprise?
Hold on, let's do a bit of maths here. So this is 1960, was it? Yeah, 1960. He's been in the army for 2 years, since 58. He was on the Ed Sullivan show in like 56. So I'm not sure when his very first performance was, but I feel like it was around, like, it must have been like 55, 56, maybe, somewhere around that time when he started coming onto the scene, which means within 2 years before 58, he must have gone massive. He bought Graceland, so he must have made a lot of money. And then he's gone into the army, and he's just said the hardest part of everything was being away from everyone, the fans and the showbiz. So I've asked before, like, does he get nervous before he goes onto his shows? It doesn't mean he doesn't get nervous, but he's just said the words out of his own mouth. That's what he missed the most. So he does absolutely love performing in front of people, and he missed making the music and getting involved. So he must have been bags of ambition at this point. 1960. This is crazy. Let's just finish this video off.
Right. That's the tree we used in 1957.
We can leave the Christmas tree long enough about your tonsils and the tonsillectomy that you were contemplating while you were in the service. Did you deliberately ask that it be held off until you could get to the United States and a local doctor?
No, sir.
Or did they improve that much?
I didn't ask that. They don't like to perform surgery of any kind in Europe. They don't like to. If it's an emergency, they will. But I took penicillin and wonder drugs or whatever they call it. And I got okay.
Recurrence, huh?
I had 2 attacks of tonsillitis when I was there.
Elvis, did you like the food over there outside of the Army? When you would go out, you know, did you like that type of food?
I never went out, Charlie.
You never ate out at the restaurant?
I never ate in a restaurant the entire time I was in Germany. It's funny. I either ate in the mess hall or at home. One of the two. I never, in fact, I never went anywhere while I was in Europe except to Paris. I went to Paris and on a leave, and that was all.
Now, how did the fans respond to you over there as compared to here in the States?
Well, it's a pretty difficult question to answer because anything I'll say, it might sound a little like I'm bragging, you know. But it was pretty much the same there as here.
They had seen a lot of your movies.
And the records and so.
No way. So he was known worldwide at this point. Worldwide. Prestige. Worldwide. That was cool. That was a little insight to Elvis, his thought process. It's still one of them where I have got to like put the pieces together to get the bigger picture. But I'm here to learn because I'm loving the Elvis rabbit hole. What was that last bit he said then? There was something I wanted to refer to. Yeah, it basically, how he was saying around like, oh, the food and stuff like that, he was just eating in the mess halls. He really was just one of the other guys, but he was still getting recognition. So did he do performances whilst he was over there? Like, or was he just seen out and about and people recognised him like, there's Elvis Presley. What's he doing wearing a soldier's uniform? Get on that stage. Ah, cool though. Love that little insight into it. I'm going to watch the movie again so that some people have said, don't just listen to everything from the movie, but just to get me timeline a bit better, because surely they stuck to the script. They can't go too far straying from his real life, can they? They can dramatise stuff, but the timeline and stuff like that. Like, what songs were actually out before he went into the army? That's got me curious. He had, like, how many years there? I don't know exactly, but let's say there was, like, 4 years or something before he went into the army. How many songs were released? What specific songs? What was his number one? If you know, let me know, because I want to react to like his top songs before he went into the army. That's where the Ed Sullivan Show could come in handy. Might have to jump on there right now. I will see you guys on the next one.